एक मिनट right. It's live. This is not okay. This is not okay. What's we'll put it in last one so that no, it's fine.
Hello everyone. It's live.
Work on it?
Yeah.
Now the frame is good.
It's live.
Live.
So, dear all, I think there are some initial technical issues. Now, since Union Budget has been presented by our Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, you must have gone through that quick highlights. In my view, it's a very growth-oriented budget because none of the compromises happen on the key sectors like be it infra or investment in the rural development, and especially to reap the benefit of this our demographic dividend. Basically, a lot of impetus and the benefit has been given to the employment sector. If you see, overall multiple schemes has been launched, which gives a lot of impetus to the employment. Like if you see, there are multiple schemes like for first timer, first month wage to be paid by government, like 3 installments and blah blah blah. So I will say like overall, the direction of the budget is very growth oriented. Of course, there is some disappointment on the corporate on the this capital gain taxes, where like long term capital gain has been increased from say 10% to 12.5%, with a small increase in say basic exemption limit from 1 lakh to 1.25 lakh. But and also, if you see on the short-term capital gain, which was typically around 15%, that has been increased to 20%. So these are the areas where some money has gone out, but that also for the middle class people who earn salaries and other income is getting compensated by some change in the tax slabs in the regular personal taxes. So on an average, like around 17,500 rupees can be saved by a person who actually use the new tax regime. So it is kind of uh, growth for the new tax regime. It's a impetus. It's a focus on the new tax regime. So can we look at the questions which are coming on the screen? So yeah, one question is on the overall fiscal deficit. Yeah, it is as per our expectation only. So we plan like it should be below 5%, and the magic figure of 4.9% has been maintained by government. So fiscal deficit is suggested at 9% of GDP, which in a progressive manner, the planning is to take it below 4.5% in coming years. Okay, on focus sectors, yeah, of course, the same, like I will say, the key sectors like your agriculture, cultivation, farming, where like 1.52 lakh crore has been given. On rural development, 2.6 lakh crore as provided in the earlier budget, interim budget. And on the employment and skilling, it is like 1.48 lakh crore. So that is a very big budget allocation to skill our youth. Because once the employment generation happens, then automatically consumption sector also get benefited because people will have money to spend that. Okay, on something on the MSME. So I see like, yeah, of course, a lot of impetus is given on the MSME because government job creation by government is limited, and people has to go on their own. And this sector has also performed well. So if you see the credit guarantee scheme where like people face the problem of credits from bank, and that's how the banks has been told to set up the special cells to evaluate the MSME. So government is going to give a credit. That's why a specific government fund has been created. Mudra loan also is getting increased from 10 lakh to around 20 lakhs. If you see the people who have consistently repaid, their credit eligibility from the private sector bank also increases. That's what government is also taking. And turnover criteria also has been like reduced from 500 crore to 250 crore. So this way, like all the focus is there on the development of this MSME sector. So coming on the next question, which is coming from the startup ecosystem, how government is supporting that. So this startup ecosystem and innovation, if you see the best government can do is abolition of angel tax. So which was creating a lot of anomaly earlier as to when the angel tax are implemented on the this fund transfer during valuation purpose, that created a lot of uncertainty in the mind of entrepreneur. If that has been completely abolished, that itself a lot of support for our startup ecosystem. Then again, if you see for foreign companies also, when the tax rate has been reduced, peak tax rate has been reduced from 40% to 35%. That will also give a lot of support for the foreign companies to establish their shop in India. Of course, if you see, there is a overall simplification drive that is going on the corporate side. The way this IBC is being restructured, the way, in fact, I will say the entire debt recovery tribunals, the NCLT tribunals, those are being set up. That is helping the entire corporate sector to be benefited by that. And when it comes to the exit of the LLP small farms, there also government has announced a simplification rules. So a lot of the complicated current rules will get away. Yes, yes. On income tax, I get this question: how this is getting simplified? See, there has been a clear announcement by government on the direct tax simplification and a comprehensive review of the current act. This act is like 1961 Act, which is like more than 50 years old act. A comprehensive review is being planned, and within next 6 months, this review should be completed. Similarly, like on the simplification rationalization of the taxes, like TDS on e-commerce is reduced from say 1% to 0.1%. There's a 90% reduction. And if you see like overall, the trade, industry, commerce is being supported by simplification of taxes as well as the review of the current acts. Okay. So other question is on FNO. Yeah, FNO taxes are increased like around STT on FNOs, future and options are increased around 60%. So if you see like the current tax structure of 0.16%, which was there, um, 0.625 on options is now increased to 0.1%, which is a 60% increase. Similarly, on the futures also from 0.125% to around 0.02%. So it's from 0.0125 to zero point zero 0.02. So that's again 60%. So both the places 60% increase is being witnessed. So this is again in the government's plan to basically reduce the FNO transactions or get people's less focus on FNO, especially when government thinks that a lot of retail participation is happening and retailers are making losses. So those are the areas like government is trying to rationalize. Okay, on personal tax, yes. So if you see long pending ask of standard deduction has been, I will say, taken care by government, though not fully, but at least from 50K to 75K, which is like 50% increase in the standard deduction. And similarly for the pensioners, like who gets pension from the family pension scheme, that also is like increase from 15K to 25K. So this is going to help a lot of salaried people. And tax also, the if you see the tax slabs, which was like between 3 to 6 lakh earlier, 5% has been increased to 3 to 7 lakh. So there are some areas where like tax simplification has happened. I will say the rate reduction, which will directly support people in their overall cash in their hand. Yeah. So we can take the next question. Yeah. So this see capital gain tax increase. If we see, it is very much visible that the market has also reacted negatively to this. Initially, there was a 500-point dip today, which has been recovered to a certain extent because structurally, see, we are in a bull market, and any particular reduction in the stock prices or Nifty or Sensex, people take this advantage to build their further positions, buy more and more stocks. So, of course, wherever there is a drop in the market, there's a further fresh buying. And are taking this on the gold, of course, like yeah, gold rate. So the import rate on gold has been reduced, and that's why like if you see there has been a strong sell on the gold side because the prices of golds are going to go down. And since morning we see like after this announcement, a lot of short sell is happening and people are trying to sell out, and that's why gold prices are almost 4 to 4.5% dropped from the beginning of the day. So next question is on yeah means sector wise. See, of course, if you see, government's focus is always on the education, farming, and rural development. This rural development and employment and skilling. Because once these areas are taken care of, we have a huge youth population. They will start getting the benefit. If you look at the different schemes which they have promoted today, it's like for first time, first month wage in all the formal sector will be borne by the government. Direct benefit transfer in 3 installment that will be given to people. Then again, for additional job creation, employers will be given this additional support in terms of their reimbursement of their money. And also, a good thing is that companies can take the benefit of CSR up to 10% of the CSR in training and development. So that's a good move, I will say, to promote the employment of the youth. Yeah. So skilling loan, yeah. This skilling loan, which is like up to 5.5, 7.5 lakh, will be guaranteed by different government funds. And for higher education, also up to 10 lakh with an interest subvention of 3%. So these are very good move to support the higher education of our youth. So if you see the overall theme of the budget is towards youth employment and also generation of the self-employment through MSME and startup ecosystem. So this way, means government is committed towards our core vision of making our youth empowered to take on the jobs. See, infra also, if you see, it's 11.1 1 lakh crore budget. That is in line with what we also expected that this sector will keep on getting the benefits. Of course, like regional level, if you see, like Bihar got some 26K, 26,000 crore budget. Andhra Pradesh got some 15,000 crore budget. These are for different areas of. For Bihar, it was more on the infrastructure. For Andhra, it was more on the agriculture part. So these are the areas where we are finding a kind of uh, government's intention to spend on those areas so that the economies for those particular region get up. Yeah. Similarly, like there's other schemes also like for zone. Purvodaya, like all the eastern zone states, which has a lot of potential, they are getting the support in terms of funding for different schemes. And when we look at the say tourism part also, this Bodh Gaya, all those areas are being covered for tourism, pilgrimage, and the connection between those areas to the Kashi, all those will give a lot of impetus to the tourism. Yes. So yeah, so there are some other areas which government has announced, like 20% TDS on repurchase of mutual fund in UTI. So there are some small areas which they have tried to accommodate. Overall, see the theme of government is still that same, that it's going towards the Viksit Bharat, where like more and more um, GDP growth area is focused, the employment areas are focused, the skilling programs are focused, MSME startups are focused. And typically, if you see that infra budget of 11.1 lakh crore, and especially in a country like India, where like defense itself is a very big expenditure area, it's a very balanced budget, I will say. Of course, some pockets there are money which government has taken out. Somewhere it has given some subsidies and benefits, but broadly, I will say like uh, it is in line with the government's vision. Like defense 4.5 lakh crore, rural development 2.6 lakh crore, agriculture 1.5 lakh crore. So these are the areas which very much need support. Yeah. Do we have any other question? Yeah. So whether anybody has any other question, can we look at the so in our audience, if anybody has any other question, we can take that. 1300.
1,300 watching. Just tell a hi.
So hello everyone. I see like more than 1400 people watching live now, and if we get further questions, I will be happy to answer that. Yeah. So I think yeah, our coordinator they're asking some question on the health sector impacts. Yes, if we see some of the drugs which are like cancer drugs and some of the equipments related to those health sector, those has been reduced. The custom duty and BCDs on that. That will give more boost to the healthcare sector. So health is also equally given support in that. Thus the question is from Rohan. How does the angel tax abolition help the startup people or other benefits in the budget allocation? See, as part of angel tax, like whenever there was a funding, and suppose a newly built company get a lot of funding, so for that purposes, a lot of tax litigations were there. Because of that, many people were like reluctant to get into large transactions. But that part is now that entire cloud is cleared, and startups are free to take that funding, and there is not much question asked on the relative valuation and other stuff. So that will help the overall startup ecosystem and corresponding employees. Is the market continue to be down in upcoming days? See, again, markets are getting matured every year. So earlier, a small news used to be like taken a very big way, but now see the market's digestive capability has gone up, and we find like a budget like this where like capital gain tax both on short term, long term has been increased, but still people are taking it positively because um, the thing is overall we are in a bull market. So if we are making a huge margins, we are okay to even shell out a small capital gain tax. Open this question is there. Hi, sir. As an investor, should I bring any change in my portfolio after today's budget? A very good question. So, if you see, uh, some of the sectors got focus as we expected, like infrastructure development. That's why, like Prime Minister Awas Yojana and this, uh, I will say, rationalization of urban and rural healthcare means those land reforms. So those all will give a definite impetus to our infrastructure. That's why, like all the this builders and constructing company, they're able to get better benefits, and we can expect some price increase there. Because as we know, like housing is very much underpenetrated yet, and government's boost will help that. So overall impact on economy. Yeah, overall, see, if you see, the impact on economy is positive only, because when we are contained in a limited budget deficit, when the debts are going down, and barring here or there, some sector getting support, some sector not getting support, the direction is same. That was one question when this government was formed a month back, where the means economy will move. We are moving certainly in the planned direction. Okay, tourism sector impact. Tourism, of course, is always a focus area. And we get a lot of money and a lot of tourists from outside. So this will continue to boost. Rahul is asking how will it impact unemployment? Yeah, definitely. Like with the definite new schemes coming up, if you see in Western world also, even during COVID and other, to um, to continue the employment, people have uh, means the governments in those countries have given support to the industry and people, and that's what we are following here now. And this will definitely have support to the employment generation, both the new employment as well as the additional employment which get created from the current industry. There is a question on personal taxation for new tax regime for selected people. Yeah, see, new tax regime, of course, is going to give us some benefits in terms of higher standard deduction and the reduction in the rates in the second, third slab. So those things overall will support people by around 17,500 rupees per annum. And that's how like slowly we are moving towards the new tax regime, where like without investing or um, spending for desired those ATDs and ATC, means ATC area means we still keep getting the benefit of tax with higher exemption limits. Yeah, so I think most of these questions are covered. Repeated increase in short-term capital gain to every asset class or specific asset class. See, it is typically for financial assets they have announced. So earlier, what was there, um, it is moving from say 10% to 12.5% due to this tax reduction with gold trend in future. See, gold has always been a safe asset, and especially when the vulnerability is high in the market, we see gold prices go up. In the international market also, if we see, there has been a huge rally for past few quarters, I will say. And at least these are like immediate I will say shocks which people will take slowly. And of course, like means a genuine increase will continue to happen. That super increase will get stopped or like halted at this time. But gradual increase in gold price we can still expect. Shushat is asking from where we are talking. We are talking from Bangalore. We are based out of Bangalore. Anybody else we have? Nifty movement on budget, we saw that today that initial after 500 points of downward trend, it has taken a support and started going up. So these are initial budget reactions. I don't think structurally we are going anywhere wrong. So I'm still very hopeful on the Nifty going up in the near future. Agri-related budget allocation, yes. Agri-related budget allocation, especially see both the land agriculture and the fishy culture. Both the places like huge government support has been announced, and this sector will keep on growing. I think I have taken most of the questions. If you have any other question which is unique, which is not repeating, I'm happy to take that. Yeah, yeah. I think.
Chat, chat.
Somebody is asking what is Enrich Money. Oh, Enrich Money is a wealth tech platform where like it has a it's license from NSC, BSc, CDSL, and MCX, by which they help people in trading and investing. Somebody is very worried about panic selling. Impact on union budget in domestic market. Can we expect any panic selling? See, the impact has already we have seen, and when we go more into the details of budget, we'll get to know is there any further impact. But broadly, like I don't see a much panic selling or huge downside for this market. Gopin is asking, will there be any real change in the bull movement because of this? See, bull movement will continue to happen. Minor correction, downtrend, uptrend will keep happening. But overall, if you see the graph for a longer term, it is going up and up only. So, if no further question, like I would like to thank our audience for asking such thought-provoking questions. Uh, Overall, like if you ask me the budget, it is very much a balanced budget. I would give like 8.5 to 9 out of 10, barring certain area where like taxes have increased, where like that has a negative impact on the market, and especially the certainty of that market, that 10% for long term and 15% for short term, which we have been experienced for long time. That certainty has been questioned. But if we see like people will also get some small benefits in terms of enhanced exemption. So government has at least thought about that, that increasing that limit also. And overall, we will be in a positive direction, and growth in economy is certain. We are moving in the right directions then. Thank you. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Thank you, everyone.